going on, guys? My name is Caleb. I'm with my brother Elijah right here. Welcome to the new channel, our first video on the day Christ met me. I'm excited for this episode. Like I said, we got my brother Elijah here. He is a powerful testimony, and I can't wait to see how it encourages so many of you as he shares it right now. So, Elijah, give us a little background on how you grew up, how life was before you got saved, and how life was before Christ met you.
Okay. Okay. I guess I would start like when I was born. I knew I was I'm joking. Okay.
Yeah.
No,
Don't cry.
for real. All right. So I guess actually was born. Technically, you could say born and raised, Wyandanch, Long Island,
That's
Strong
a tough
Island.
town, tough neighborhood.
You know, I was always like, I guess I grew up in church, like from the beginning. Believe it or not, well, not believe it or not, my mom was the first graduate of Long Island Teen Challenge. So from there, I guess God already had the plan for my life way before anyone knew I was going to be born. My mom graduated Teen Challenge. My dad got saved. Family got saved. Grew up, born and raised in Freedom Chapel.
Okay.
So Freedom Chapel is and still is my home church. And I guess I started out as a dancer.
Okay.
Yeah.
I remember that you went, because I used to go to, for those that don't know, I used to go to Hoop Challenge when I was younger. And Elijah would always be dancing. So I would see you do the dances. So give us a little bit about, which I know you're going to get into, but give us a little background on how you got into dancing and stuff.
Yeah, all right. So before Hoop Challenge, there was a thing called Super Saturdays Kids Crusade. So that's when our church, would pick up all the kids around the island and bring to the church every Saturday in the period of September throughout December. And then I think the 2nd December we have a celebration. We give out bikes and all that. I guess we put on this program. I don't know what type. We just put on a regular program, and then I guess they just put up random kids that was in the church. It's hey, we just need you guys to dance.
And this was here, right?
Yeah, this was here.
Okay.
They just pull us in and use us. If you church kids, they just gonna use you anyway because they gonna make the gift happen, or apparently you gonna get the call from God. You know. So at first I started off as a dancer. I love dance. I've been dancing my whole life. I guess I used that outlet between church and school because everybody knew that oh, I was the dancing kid from the church on Saturdays. But then when I go to school, I'm still the dancing kid, but then I'm just a nobody.
Yeah.
So obviously those insecurities start to build up, and then oh yeah, my name's Elijah. No, that you that dancing kid, you that church boy. And then I hated that, but that was already my identity because I was in church.
Yeah.
So they started calling me church boy, which it grew on me a little bit, and then I started loving it, and I started treating it like an idol. So instead of dancing for the Lord, I just knew for a fact oh, y'all gonna see me on the stage on Saturday.
You can get famous from it. And
yeah.
You can popularity.
In a sense, though. So with the whole dancing thing, I taught myself how to dance. Watching you guys serve and all step up and stuff. And I just use that as outlet to, I guess, trying to be normal, even though I wasn't normal in society's eyes, in the world's eyes. I was just trying to fit in the crowd, just doing me.
Yeah.
But that's how it started like that. Now, I guess we gonna go to the middle school period. So when I was in 6th grade, I started dancing. Everything started being good, and then in the span of two months in the beginning of the year, my grandma died, and then on April, my dad died. So it was a back to back, heavy.
How old were you when your dad died?
I think I was 11 or 12.
11, so you were young. So take us through that time of your dad passing away and everything, because you're young at that point. I lost my dad too when I was 17, but You weren't even a teenager yet. Take us through that time of grief and how you handled it and stuff like that, and like how that affected your everyday life. Like, cause you're young, you're going to school, you know what I mean? Like you're still a kid, but you have this a piece just like got stripped from you, like from your life. So take us through that time of like grief and everything, and how you handled it during that time.
So yeah, my dad died like in April, but like before my dad passed away, everybody like right now everybody considered me as a mama's boy, cause like since like my mom had me when she was like a little bit older.
Yeah.
So everywhere I went, I was with my mom. But then when I was with my dad, like I would just chill with my dad. So when I was with my mom, like on Wednesdays, that's when they used to have youth group at the church. So like she was a youth leader. So every single Wednesday I was with her.
Yeah.
So I was just like surrounded, like I was just like the smallest kid there. I always make this joke like I was like the youngest like youth kid ever because I started youth group when I was 5 years old and I wasn't even supposed to be in there. But I was just hanging out with the older kids.
Yeah.
And all that. Let me fast forward, and then sometimes like when my dad takes me, like I guess my dad was known around the community because he was like, I guess the first Uber driver, but he was working for Teen Challenge, so he used to drive like the students everywhere, take to appointments and stuff. Like I used to get out the car, and then my dad used to just love to brag about me. Like, oh, my son danced for the church. My son just do a lot of great things. And then people was like, oh, yeah, let me see something. And then I used to be scared.
Yeah.
And that's the funny thing, because when it comes to, like, my peers, I was trying to show off and, like, dance in front of them because I'm trying to gain respect. But then when I'm, like, around people that I don't know, or if my dad just asks me, like, to do a little something, I'm, like, totally scared. And I remember him, my mom was like, your gifts is not yours, it belongs to the Lord. So anytime somebody asks you to do something, you do it, but you do it before the Lord.
Yeah.
You don't do it for like, not selling your soul or anything like what people say now. You're really doing it for the Lord because that's really what you call to do.
Yeah.
Regardless of you think that's not a calling, that's keeping you that connection to God. So you're using that gift to give God the praise back. So when my dad died, it's so crazy because as soon as he died, I was able to like go on the trips like called Fine Arts. So I was able to actually like not participate, but like in the realm of actually being like a teenager. I had like role models. I had people underneath me, like the dancers I was with. I was the youngest on the dance team.
Yeah.
So they still my brothers and sisters to this day. I had like a whole crew of like older people. They was like teenagers back in the time. They was protecting me, and I was just watching them do life as well. So I kind of like had a fair trade, cause like it helped me with the peace of understanding, just learn how people like go through life, go as a teenager, but still not having like a father figure too. So I didn't allow that to be like, okay, I don't have a dad in my life, then I should like crash out and just take that anger out like on stuff. That just kept me in my faith. I kept dancing, and even if I was like a bad kid at some times, like I still have my brothers and sisters to keep me accountable.
Yeah.
And like I'm grateful for that. So like throughout the process at first, when I was in school, then I really like did not care. And that's when the double life started. Like in school I did not care, and I was trying to, I guess, blame the part that my dad died, like take it as an advantage.
Yeah.
Like my dad died, I could do whatever I want, let me. So it came to a point like, since I'm already claimed as the church boy and as the boy that just dances at Freedom Chapel, I use that outlet. So when I'm at Freedom Chapel, like I look like a good kid, great kid. And then when I'm in wine dance, now I'm trying to prove myself. Now I'm trying to find like where the bad kids are at, or I'm trying to see like, I guess the topic of like the fatherless people, and you want to get yourself like, okay, he don't have a dad, what he do, how he cope, and trying to find their the ways that they cope to see if it could benefit for me. And to be honest, it was fun while it lasts, like in the sense of like trying to search, and then when you actually find what you're searching for, it just left you to nothing.
Yeah.
Like trying to like hook up with girls at a young age, like back in the days, trying to show my age a little bit, you know, trying to find like porn DVDs and all that, magazines, Playboys and all that. And even like, if you, since wine dance is like, it's a great community now, but before, you know, hectic. So if you know a kid that has a cousin that does like sell, you know, trying to get involved with that, trying to be a part of the gangs and all that, trying to, you know, one time like it was random. It was a kid kept calling me church boy like so much that I ended up beating him up, and then like I ended up finding that he had weed, so I took that weed. I didn't use it, but you know I always try to play that lifestyle as a thug, because and trying to use it as like, oh, my father died.
Yeah.
Like anything that I did or trying to search, I know
It was like a distraction.
Yeah.
Because I went through the same thing, like, when my father passed away. Like, when he passed away, it's like you said, like, I used it. I was looking at it like, oh, my father passed away, so I could just do anything I want. Like, and it was ultimately a distraction because, like, I was doing the same thing, like, just sleeping with women, hanging out with the wrong people, doing whatever I wanted to do because my father just passed away, but I wanted to put on this like mask that like, oh,
That you okay?
I'm chilling. You know what I mean? Like, you know, yeah, my father passed away, but I'm still tough. Like, I'm still hard. And at the end of the day, when you get to the point where you've done everything that you wanted to do, you find out that it leaves you empty. And that's how I ended up actually coming to Christ after that. So for you, take us through, like, after, like, you go through this whole, like, you're living a double life and stuff like that. How's everything going at the church this time? Like, are you still in ministry? Like, are you still in the church, but you're just like, oh, like, you know, you're like in and out, like some Sundays you're going, some Sundays you're not.
Yeah.
Like,
So the dancing thing never faded away. Dancing was always a part of my life then, right? So after I had that whole period, because like he died when I was 6th grade, by the time I got to 8th grade, I guess like you could say like a year and a half goes by, or like 2 years, you could call it whatever school terms, that we end up moving to a different neighborhood, literally down the street in West Babylon, like West Babylon. So I guess I moved to West Babylon, and it was kind of like God, God was telling me, because God talked to you even though you don't even, like back then, if you wasn't serious with him, like he still give you signs even though you're not directly following him.
Of course, amen.
So that was the point of I can just, hey, you're not this kid no more. You're gonna have a fresh start and just, you know, just go under my hand. You know, they said humble yourselves. What is it? I think it was Peter. I don't know, but
Humble yourselves under my hand of God in due time he'll exalt you. Yeah.
like, no, that was like one of my mom's key scriptures. Like, just start over, and then like, you know, we can just build from there. But my thing was, as soon as we moved, then they was then the question's like, where you from? I said, from Wyandanch. And then bam, they was like, oh, you from Wyandanch, you this, that, and the third. So they already labeling me thinking that I'm just this bad guy, top tier.
Bad guy because you're from a town that's known for having a bad reputation and stuff. Yeah.
So instead of like choosing God's route, I'm still trying to create my own thing. But when it comes to church, still my best friends, like he's still my best friend, Lavelle, like that was like, he was a dancer too. So me and him was like in drama club and all that, and that was like my little outlet when I don't want to be a thug. That was like my little outlet. Since I was a dancer, why not join drama club? Then Lavelle came in, we hit it off because he was a dancer too. And me and him was like this dynamic duo. So I invited him to church, and like when you say like when I was still doing ministry, my ministry at that time was fine arts. As a little kid, I still call it was like the American talent of the AG of Assembly's God. It's like, you know, worldwide. And lucky enough, me and him was able to make it far and like win like the highest accomplishment in that, like in hip hop dancing. And from there, I just really took the dancing seriously at that time. So since I did it with a partner, since I did it with like, I found a best friend that was also kind of dealing with the same thing. Not father issues, but I found that friend, like, you know, had that lifestyle that I had, but want to seek towards God a little bit. So I think it was the shift because, like, since I moved, since, like, I found, like, trusting somebody that, you know, I can deal with my problems with, cope with, Like it kind of changed to the point like, okay, maybe this is not bad at all. Thank you, God. But still, after we won the thing, I was still high at my peak, and I think like that's when the pride started to come in and hit me heavy. Like the pastor's wife at the time gave me a pair of drumsticks, and like didn't even know if I was a drummer or not, but I guess she believed in me. And then like the worship leader at the time, like he was like, you know what, come on out on a Friday night and like just play service for church. Didn't know what I was doing, like, and that's when music like entered my life. I didn't know what I was doing. They not trying to like keep me off the streets, but in the sense like they knew I was off, or they knew that I was searching for something else. Like I said, God can just put signs like out of nowhere when I feel low. So I guess that was my sign. Like, hey, I'm giving you another outlet now. Like you up here and you think it's all you, but it's me. You know what I'm saying? So they gave a pair of drumsticks, and I started become a drummer boy. Now I'm dancing from here. Now I'm drumming from here. Didn't know that I was pretty good at drums, and like I'm just doing this to go back and forth. Mind you, this is high school now, and then now everybody knows me as the drummer boy and dancing thing.
So are you a freshman at this time? You just getting into high school, or you like well
freshman,
in high school? Okay.
Freshman, yeah, my fault. Freshman and then into sophomore, and then I guess that's when, since the whole peak and all that like happens, and then sophomore and then junior, I won the like award junior like in my junior year, and then started getting into not drugs. Never did like hardcore drugs like that. Started just trying to become a drug dealer type because I didn't want that name out there. So since everybody knows me as drummer, dancer. I know I keep saying it, but that was just like it was a trigger. I just wanted to get like out. Like I didn't want that to be my name.
You still had this thing like, so did you have this thing where like, oh, like people know me as the drummer boy, as the dancer, but I want to still be known as I'm a tough guy, like I'm not soft kind of thing. Okay, makes sense.
So I was still searching a little bit, but then I met like a couple kids that like was in the church scene, but didn't really live that church scene. Like out of the whole entire group, I was the only person that was quote unquote in ministry. They just went to church because their parents forced them.
They forced them.
I did it because I had a secret love. Like you know, I still love the church, but then I wanted to do more. And like, the crazy thing is like, I know like when we go on podcasts, when we go on things, and people's like, yo, I was the wildest ones and all that. It's like I wasn't the wildest ones. I just trying to do the most to just like get that name out there. I just don't want people just be calling me dancer and like drum boy. Like so I try to do the most just to create a different image of myself than God already told me.
So now this is all high school, right? And I want to get back to the dancing thing because in a little bit we'll talk about how you went from dancing to now you're a worship leader, which we'll talk about in a little bit. But so you graduate high school, you go through that whole thing with high school, and from what I know, you went to college. So when you went to college, what was it called?
North Point Bible College.
Where was it?
Haverhill, Massachusetts.
Okay, so North Point Bible College in Massachusetts. So at the time, graduate high school, going to college, are you still living that double life? I know for a lot of people that are that may go to like Christian schools and stuff like that, there's a thing where they're known as somebody on campus or at school, and then when they come home, completely different person. Like they're trying to be a thug, they're trying to live the street life and you know live up to the name that you know they were known at when they were back at home. So were you still living that double life while you were in college, or was it a thing where no, I'm more serious, I rededicated my life to Christ? What was it for you like at that point in your life?
I guess it wasn't like I was trying to be a tough guy. I guess that I already played a plan, like I made a plan in my head that I would just go on, like be the toughest Christian like on campus. Like, you know, I'm a Christian, but don't mess with me.
Like you're saved but not soft.
So, but then when I went to college, I knew that it was just a bunch of like, it was a lot of people just like me. And that just threw me off. That just like put my plans in the garbage. There was a lot of people that I know that would, you know, be top tier, sing, be preaching, be giving these life, like this faith-based messages that everybody loves, and then they be partying, they be smoking, and I'm like out of my mind. I'm like, bro, you're not supposed to do that and all that. I'm starting calling people fake, and the crazy thing is, I was doing that back home.
It was
so
like a hypocritical thing, kind of.
Yeah, so who am I to judge if like I was doing that too? So I guess I wanted to be serious, and I thought like, hey, this is the final, like, I'm gonna be serious now. But then I stepped into a whole arena of what I become like in my when I was at home. So that type like scared me a little bit, and then I guess I was trying to keep up, trying to like compete with them, and I like ended up like crashing and failing because I was so focused on that I didn't even focus on like why I was there trying to graduate. So it was one of those things like I knew the answers, like I know the Bible, but then at the same time when I'm doing the tests and all that, I wasn't like college like prep. Like I wasn't prepared for college.
Yeah.
I was just prepared to like, I do worship, I preach a little, or I wanted to become a youth pastor at the time just to say it and then not even know what I'm getting myself into.
Yeah.
So that ends up me like have to go back home and like, hey, I'm not like I wasn't like fit to be there because like I was so focusing on still trying to find our identity. Instead of just like, finding my identity through Christ and just like completing college. So I just end up, this not for me, start dropping out, and then I went back home.
So how long were you at college? Like how long did you were at North Point, how long were you there for?
So I was there for a year, and like, it's almost like, because all my life, it's funny, I like first quarter, in high school, right? Let's go about high school a little bit. High school, first quarter, like A+ student, second quarter, B, like third quarter, F. I did not care because I'm thinking that I'm the smartest kid ever.
Yeah.
Did not care. And then when like the teachers called my mom about, okay, he gotta pick it up or he get let back. Then that fourth quarter is like, I just start grinding back out, come back to
Yeah.
So in college, I thought it was like that. So like I said, the first semester or the first half of the semester, I'm chilling. Like this is easy. Piece of cake. What is it? Hermeneutics and well, not hermeneutics. What? Old Testament, New Testament. Got a freshman. Theology 1. Like I just trying to know the basics. I thought I was fine. And then when I went to like different classes, now we start stepping up. Oh yeah. I was like, what is this? What is that? But then trying to like, hey, like it's crazy how this dude was drunk like last night, but then he's answering all this, and then I'm in my room just chilling. I'm cursing on the phone and all. I'm just doing little stuff, and I don't know nothing. I'm not studying. I'm still worrying about other people instead of focusing on myself.
Yeah.
So
you go through this college phase of, not basically not knowing your identity. Like, you want to go after the things of God, but you're still dwelling in the world kind of thing. You're 1 foot in, 1 foot out. You leave college, you come back, and what is that like for you? Like, was it a thing where you're like, oh, what do I do now? Was that the moment where like you really got serious and rededicated your life to Christ? What was that moment? And maybe it was the opposite. What was that moment like when you left college and you came back? Because that has to be tough and kind of humbling, knowing that like, dang, like I was going to this Christian school, like doing this, doing that, and I'm back here. What do I do? How old were you when you left?
17, 18.
So you was pretty young still, but when you came back, how was everything like after that? After all that stuff happened in college?
I guess it just I knew I had like anger in my heart when I came back because I felt like I failed everybody in the church. Cause like when I at the church, I'm being not praised, but people like he's such a good kid because they never see like what I do behind the scenes. They just only see like, yo, he's such a good kid, play drums, he dances, just a good kid. But then when they saw me come back and just like, what happened? And I'm over here just trying to make up excuses like, nah, it wasn't for me. I think I'm gonna take a different route. Like that really hurt me. Like it really hurt me, and just build up anger. But like, still to this day, we don't talk a lot, but every time I see him, he still like the closest thing to a father figure is like my youth pastor, like Jake Brown. love a guy. Like he just so real. Like he just let me know like, yo, you messed up. You just gotta, bounce back. And he never judged me for that.
Yeah.
Like, I guess that I thought like everything was over, but he never judged me. He just said, let's bounce back. And I was still able to play drums. I still was able to dance a little bit, like doing the rock the blocks and stuff. I thought I was at my rock bottom, but it was almost like it's like a timeout.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess I took a timeout and just like really trying to submit, trying to like build my relationship from there. And I just tried to take it slow. But then I was still in a relationship at the time. So as I was trying to build, then I was trying to tend to my like girlfriend at the time.
Yeah.
And then instead of like focusing as I was trying to truly focus or trying to live biblically or trying to like have a godly relationship, I never put Christ in the center. I would just like, I turned that anger into lust and all that. And all I just wanted to do was just be with my girlfriend and just me and her just have sex all the time and then have church. Like, I didn't really take accountability of my actions. I was really still trying to find like, not an excuse, but like, no, basically, no. I was just still trying to find an excuse about why I dropped out.
Yeah.
Instead of like properly, have a restoration period.
So you talked about your youth pastor, Jake, who you said was a father figure to you, and poured in you so much after you came back from college, after you left college. You were also in the youth. You were he's not anymore, but you were a youth leader in our youth group here at Freedom Chapel. The same youth group that you grew up in, that you were brought up in. Tell us about, talk to us and give us some background on what it was like growing up and being a youth leader, and pouring in everything that you received from your youth leaders growing up into the kids of this generation.
Okay.
And
Yeah, so I know we skipped a bunch, but let's go back to like, I guess high school. High school, I guess when Jake came down, like he's from Missouri, and like I guess he's like the new youth pastor there. So the first thing, like since I was already in the youth group, I already seen like the ups and downs of like the Freedom Youth. Like I just know that like they had like many youth pastors. They didn't work. They was weird. They wasn't relatable, because New York is just not. Like, New York is, like, one of the most unchurched states ever. So I guess, like, the youth pastors that came, they just couldn't handle the pressure of just, like, dealing with these kids that just rowdy all the time. They just didn't know how to handle that. But then Jake was just different. Jake came in, like, yes, he's a man of God, strong man of God. But I think his method was, and I try to do this when, like, talk to, like, kids, like, trying to, like, get to know the kids, trying to connect with them, trying to just make them feel comfortable. Like, he came up to us trying to hoop. And he didn't come up to us like, I'm your new youth pastor. You got to do what I say. We're going to read from the Bible, this, that, and third, made it boring. Like, he made us create, like, our own type of, like, our own church, the way church that we want church to be. And I feel like that's, like so cool because, and that's when he brought up the name, like, outsiders. Like, we in the world, but not of it.
Yeah.
Like he was trying to make sure that, we can live like ourselves, but still have Christ dear to our heart, that we're not like the world. We heavy believers, but we still ourselves.
Yeah.
So we're not, it's not about religion when it comes to church. It's about your relationship with God. I think that was like really, that impacted me. And it's funny how like in the beginning, I was just talking about like, oh, I use that father thing as an excuse. And then like with Jake, it just like, I never used the father thing as an excuse. If I knew that I was like getting into trouble, as soon as I get out of that trouble, I'm like, yo, what would Jake would do? Because he just had that impact. He would tell us his testimony, how he was
like your spiritual father in a sense, like a mentor,
Yeah, so it's just like, there's sometimes I be with him, and then sometimes I want to be with him because I know, like, he will be disappointed because, like, I'm doing great in the church, but then, like I said, that double life, I'm doing other stuff, which is, like, bad.
Yeah.
So just, like, if he would have found out, he'd be like, bro, like, come on, bro. You're not, You know, you can still be you and not do all that other crap.
Yeah.
So I guess like when now we go back with the college thing. Like I said, it was no judgment. He still like came to me with open arms and said like, bro, you still him. You still got it. You know, you really gotta trust God. You can't trust on your own strength. Like I know your dad's not here, but you have your heavenly Father. Like he loves you. He cares about you, and that hit home. And that from that day, I really completely not trying to be a gangster no more, or trying to be a drug dealer, or I sold my gun, like I was not trying to live that lifestyle no more because I know that Jake believed in me.
Yeah.
And like I said, he was just a great person because he didn't care about your past. He just saw potential in people and know that they could just do better for the kingdom. And like right now, that's what I'm just trying to do, trying to get back, see the potential in people, see if I can give them nuggets, because you gotta lead them, but they also have to drink as well.
Yeah.
But it's trying to be the best representative of Christ. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's pretty much.
So, and this is gonna be, this is more of a youth and this is a youth and about your father passing away too kind of question. For someone that's watching this, what encouragement would you give them for someone that may be going through the same situation? They lost a father or even a mother in their life, a parent in their life who they lost them young, and they know they have God in their life, but they're going a different route. They're going another way because they may not know how to handle the grief. They may not know how to handle the struggle of that. And you shared your experience on how you went through that struggle and how you went through that time of suffering and of grief.
Yeah.
What encouragement would you give to somebody that's going through that right now?
My encouragement to them is really take your time and grieve, because I feel like you don't need to compare yourself to other people and how they grieve. Like you are your own person. So if it takes you a longer time, then you do it on your time. It's not about perfection; it's about progressing. So we trying to build ourselves more like Christ. In a sense, we're not Christ. We sin every day. So don't compare yourself to other people's situations. Your situation will come up, and you gotta know that God still loves you. He's pleased with you, and you are His masterpiece. I tell myself that every day. When I wake up, He loves me, He pleased with me, and I'm His masterpiece, because it's really true. Or because you see, other people around you, your circle, or even your family members, when they take a L, they handle it differently. Doesn't mean you have to be like them. You're unique. God created everybody here very different. We the same, we the body of Christ, but everybody is different. Everybody plays a part in the body of Christ.
Amen.
So my encouragement is to them, take your time grieving. Talk to the closest person you know. And if you trust that person, talk to them and just vent out everything to them. You can just ask that person hey, don't give me any feedback. I just need to vent all this out. And if you if you allow them to give you feedback, then yeah, it's cool. But I feel like you need to get everything that you need to say out, because you can't hold that stuff in.
Yeah,
Because
it'll destroy you.
Yeah.
It'll destroy you. I went through that same thing. I don't mean to cut you off.
No, you're fine.
But yeah. I went through that same thing where I was, I lost my train of thought a little bit.
Venting out?
I lost my train of thought. What was the last thing you said?
Talk to somebody, vent, let them vent, and if you allow them to give you feedback, then that can happen. But just get everything out. You just gotta let everything out.
Yeah. So for me, that was the same thing that happened. I let everything bottle up inside of me, and it eventually came this thing where I was mad. I was angry. I had a lot of anger problems, and I know for a lot of people it probably didn't look like that, but I know from my I just had so many anger problems. I'll be angry I'll get angry at my family, my girlfriend at the time. I get angry at her, get angry at, whether it was teachers or coaches, whatever. I would just get angry, and I would get, honestly, I didn't want to admit it at the time, but I was getting mad at God, and I would use all these other things as just like distractions, and think, how some people use drugs, some people got, food, maybe some people, it may be video games for some people, it could be anything. Some people, it may even be the gym, and those things, that's not necessarily bad, but for me it was sex. Like, for my girlfriend at the time, like, I would literally just, all that stuff that was bottled up inside of me, I would just keep it in, and then, like, if I had sex, I was fine. Like, I was chilling. So, like, at least I thought I was. So, yeah, I that whole thing is 1,000% true, and it's important not to let your stuff just bottle up on the inside of you, because it could turn into a whole bunch of chaos that can be avoided if you just and that's something that we teach the youth nowadays is come talk. Like, you have youth leaders. A lot of us, for me and Elijah, we were blessed that we did have that. But a lot of you can hear a lot of other testimonies, a lot of other older people will tell you they didn't have a mentor in their life. They didn't have spiritual guidance in their life. So all that stuff bottled up inside of them, and it turned into a whole bunch of chaos. So if you have a youth leader, that's even like my encouragement. I don't mean like, I
No, you're good.
stuff, but that's even my encouragement. If you have a youth leader, if you have a spiritual mentor that can guide you in a godly way, talk to them. Get plugged in with them, and have conversation with them. Be transparent with them. Tell them what you're going through. Tell them about, listen, like, I'm struggling in this area. Like, I'm far from God right now. I feel like I'm clinging more to the world than to the things of God. Let them know these things so they can pray for you, so they can encourage you and guide you in the right way. So all the chaos and all the destruction that'll come when you have it bottled up inside won't happen. And, ultimately you can grow, and you can have peace and joy with the Lord. So yeah, that's very good, bro.
My last thing I would say, like, is you can search up on Google, because we don't like doing the chat GPT thing.
Yeah.
But like, whatever you're struggling with, trying to find a story in the Bible, and just read that over and over and analyze it. Nobody's asking you to read the Bible and get the Bible down like in a week. The best way to, like, grow your relationship with God is whatever you're dealing with, trying to find what's said about it in the Bible, and then when you really have an understanding, then you can be like, okay, this is how I can handle it. Then other areas, then God will reveal to you other areas in your life when you need, and then that's where you can just continue to read the Bible and, like, sharpen you up. Cause I feel like when people say read the Bible, they're like, oh my gosh, and they're like, oh, try to do the easy ones, like the Proverbs, the Psalms, even Genesis. God created the heavens and the earth. Yeah, I read my Bible. I'm like, no, read something that, like, you don't know about. Read something that, like, that will inspire you to create, or read something that inspire you to, like, grow, or even, like, if you are, and this is funny to me, right? The people that be hurt trying to be the savior for somebody else. Like, you don't know what other people, like, going through.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I know a couple people that want to, like, it's claimed to be, like, the leader of their group, or everybody look up to them. But then they are trying to, like, they hold in, like, it's a picture. I forgot, like, how it was placed. But yeah, it was a little girl right here, and God is, like, covering her, and there's a lot of stuff, like come behind God's back and all that.
He's like a shield.
Yeah, like a shield, right? So it's like people try to play that, but not knowing that they need healing themselves. So it's so weird to me how you gonna try to play a hero and you don't have anything to fall back on. You don't have no shield, you don't have no equipment, but you trying to give everything you can. So I encourage you to, like, or if you that type of person, really trying to seek and trying to grab, because people are looking for you. Like, I mean, not looking, they looking at you, right? You are the Bible that they see.
Yeah.
So put that into mind. Like, if this is the only Bible that they see, then I got to sharpen myself a little bit better. That means, like, if I'm the only Bible that they see, then for me to help them, then I have to like go out and like find connections. I'm trying to find sources. That's how we help each other out as community.
Yeah.
We gotta find different community to build more community. But people like to do it by themselves. And like I said, I just encourage you to vent out to somebody that you're closest to hear you, because you can't do it by yourself.
Amen.
You really can't do this by yourself. Like you need accountability partner, and then the famous one, like when 2 or 3 are gathered, you know.
The Lord is in the midst. Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, that's really good, bro. That's really good. Like he said, community is extremely important. Having somebody that can hold you accountable is very important. You can't do this walk alone. I remember Jesus, like, when he was so burdened to take on the weight of the sin of the world. He's with his disciples, but I forget what book this is in, but he's with his disciples. Then he goes and he takes, I believe it's like James, Peter, and Andrew, I think, or maybe John. I don't know the other disciple, but he's with the disciples, and he takes 3 others with him and tells him that he's anguished, like his soul is crushed because he's starting to feel the weight of the sin of the world, and he's vented to him, tell him, listen, I'm not right now. So having community is very important. Jesus had his community. He had his friends who he brought to the side and said, hey, listen, this is what I'm going through. But I think the most important thing after that is, because we see in that story, after Jesus says that, he goes up into a mountain and prays to the Father. So I think having a personal relationship with the Father and getting into his presence for yourself is ultimately the most important thing outside all that. Because community is important. Yeah. Community is 1,000% important. And we can go on and on about the importance of community, but it's also having a personal relationship with your Father that will get you through any season of suffering, any season of doubt, any season of trial, whatever you're going through. Having that personal relationship with the Father is the most important thing. So now I want to fast forward a little bit and get back into the dancing thing. So you were known as this dancer growing up, you know, the guy who dances and does all that stuff. Obviously, you also said you were the drummer for a little bit. But now, fast forwarding to now, kind of, you're in worship. You're currently a worship leader now. Yeah. Tell us about the transition of, because you know God has anointed you in this area. He's giving you this gift of dancing, but now you're singing, you're playing instruments, you're doing worship. Tell us about that transition and how you went from knowing you're anointed in this area, but the Lord has also planted this in me. So tell us a little bit about that and that transition of going through there.
All right. So say fast forward. So like after I came back home from the first run of college, I started, you know, since I like dancing so much, like my favorite artist is Chris Brown. Yeah. Right? So I'm thinking like, you know, I was just idling him from the dance moves. I never thought like I could be able to sing. Like I said, I was always behind the kit. Yeah. I never thought I'd be able to sing.
Because it shocked me when because I knew you growing up, like, you were a dancer. Like, I would always see you dance and the Rock the Blocks and all the church events and stuff like that. But then, like, I find out, you could sing, you do worship, you play instruments, you know. So that was just crazy to me that, like, you know, seeing that firsthand was insane. So, yeah, you can continue on that.
So, what was it? Okay, yeah, second round, come back behind the kit. I guess seeing Chris Brown, see all his accomplishments, I was like, I should try this. You know, let me start making beats. Like, in the 2017, 2018, that era was like the year to create. Like, you know, you have Ice JJ Fish. You had certain people. I don't know if he was there back in the day, but I mean, like, I seen Ice JJ Fish in that year, and it's like when somebody don't know how to sing that can make it, you know, anything is possible. Yeah. So it was just like I was just dabbling like on my Mac, just creating music and like start humming and all that. Thinking like, oh no, I can actually do this. I could become a rapper because at the time I knew I can't sing. So at this point, you trying to be a rapper and SoundCloud, yes. SoundCloud was the number one thing between those years.
Yeah.
Because everybody was trying to
SoundCloud
make it
huge.
out the hood to have a SoundCloud.
Yeah.
So I thought, let me take a chance on that. If you have like 10 rappers got famous off of like SoundCloud, anything happens. Like at this point, I'm just like, let me try to find another outlet. If me being a youth pastor and all that gonna fail, and oh no, just be a drummer on the worship team for God, maybe I can, and that's not double life, but maybe I can like try to find an outlet and then come myself back to God. For some reason, I thought I could outplay God, and you can never outplay God because He already know what you think.
Exactly.
So
Yeah.
I started making music again. Started making music. Never again. I'm just saying, started making music, and then showing my friends. They're like, oh no, that's actually cool. That's crazy. And the best thing about this is, right, I always make music, but I never finish the final product. I show people this, that, and the third. Like, yo, that's fire. You gotta do something with it. And the moment that I've been trying to finish a project, I just don't know. Like, it just
Your motivation just
drops. It's just like, I know for a fact, if I already had my peak as a dancer, if I ever get to that level, I'm just gonna destroy myself. And plus, I have like, it's a cliched thing, like every podcast I hear, but it's really true. When you have a praying mom, like, that really believes in like the calling that God has for you and not what you think that you're gonna do.
Yeah.
Like, God's gonna show up in that time. So like, we're gonna do a little fast forward. I end up, like, by the grace of God, having a second chance going back to college. Like going back to the same college, that you get a redemption period. Right? So I'm like, okay, I agree. I'm gonna take college seriously this time. I'm gonna go. I went up to college. Thought I was gonna be like the drummer and all that. It was so many drummers.
Yeah.
And the crazy thing was that it was only 2 drummers that was like really nice. But then they had a chapel team.
Yeah.
And then they had this I don't know what you call it, but like there's I really forgot the college terms, but you do certain things a part of college to like get money, not get money, to pay something off. What would you call it? I don't know, but we can get back to that. So I was on the AV team. No, not the major. It was like a home study. It was almost like a home study, but you do it as a it doesn't matter. I really forgot about it.
Internship?
No.
Practicum? Practicum?
That's it.
Practicum, you do something for like
your tuition. Like you involved in something for your tuition.
So they pay it?
Yeah, they paid some of it. I don't know. It's called Spice for me. Like that was like my.
Scholarship?
I don't know. Part of scholarship. I really don't know. But forget about that. We just wasted a minute and a half for that. But my thing was AVL, bro. My thing was like, I do the cameras, I do the sound, and that killed me, bro. Yeah. That really killed me because it's like I'm over here producing like the worship and producing the sound, the camera angles, and I'm not being involved. That really killed me. So that really like kicked me in my butt, talking about like, yeah, if you really want to be about that life, you have to submit and all that. So I went back to the dorm, thought about it, I prayed about it. I was like, God, if you want me to be involved in some worship, like just let me know how I'm gonna be in worship. I didn't hear anything because God's timing is always the best timing. But I was just very anxious. I was just like, what am I doing back in college? Yeah. Like I want to do music, but I'm not involved in music. And that really wasn't the point why I was back in school. It was back in school for a second chance, divine seeking, divine counsel that helped me to get back to where I was supposed to be. But then I'm still over here comparing myself to people. Like comparison is like the
D for joy.
Yeah, D for joy. It's just like why I keep comparing myself. So there was like my friend now, his name Chris Wadwa, right? I guess he was like doing an event because he sings and plays guitar. He did a worship night at this church, and then like I broke down and started crying. I'm like, God, what am I supposed to do? Like, what is my calling? Like, like if I'm really called to say something, because I don't know why I'm here. Like I'm trying to play a part that I'm not, just trying to fit in, trying to prove to people on Long Island, like, you know, to trust me again, like what am I doing? And I just took a deep breath, and then like as soon as I let go of the breath, like I hear him saying like, you know what, you're gonna be a worship leader.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, you're gonna be a worship leader. You're designed to do worship. You're designed to create. And whenever, like, I tell you to, like, release your sound, you're going to release it underneath my authority.
Amen.
And I said, yo, that is just, after that, like, I'm just still crying. Like, and the great thing, I'm still crying. And after service over, like, nobody knows. I went in the bathroom, like, you know, try to wipe up my tears because, like, I never broke down in the service like that ever since, like, my dad died, and I was like in the fine arts service trying to, like, that was my first time. Oh, I surrender.
Yeah.
You know, like when you first got saved as a kid, you think, you know, everything's better. You know, snot bubbles and all that. But when I finally meant it, like, you know, I give you everything, God. I'm over here trying to clean stuff up. I came back, and everybody like, yo, you goody? I'm like, yeah, I'm straight. I'm straight. And then that day, like every day, I've been just silent, just been like just pacing myself, and like each day, God just, you know, get a keyboard, like get a guitar, like get this, like, you know, start strumming, start practicing, start humming. Like I didn't know how to sing at all, like you know what I'm saying. But I started humming, just start humming into the tune. So you see keys and all that, like, you know, I was teaching myself like how to get, you know, how to be a worship leader. So I listened to Hillsong, Elevation, all that, you know, and trying to like find my sound. Like I said, I like Chris Brown, like Justin Timberlake, Michael Jackson. I just kept listening to their music over and over, how to sing. And then the funny thing is, so me and Watts, like we interned at a church, and they were still building the church. It was a fire church, but they were still building the church. And then they didn't have nobody to do worship. And I guess that was my big break. So I went with him. I said, Watts, you could lead. I could just be behind you.
So did you know, were you and Watts like friends for a while at this time?
Oh, no, I met him that year.
Oh,
met
really?
him that year.
So
Yeah.
to I don't want to move away from this,
Yeah.
but just to give the people a background, because there's Watts, and then there's Nelson. How did you guys come as one?
So
group?
Nelson,
Because I know you guys. Those are your brothers.
yeah, all right. So Christopher James Nelson, we call him the bishop, right? He went to church. He went to Freedom Chapel too. He was like my best friend in the church.
Yeah.
Like, you know, you got those, every time you dap him out, like, what's up? Like, we about to tear up the church. But me and him went to North Point Bible College. You know, he was the one, believe it, we have this joke all the time. He was the one that made it. Like, he went to North Point, he graduated. Now he's like a great youth pastor at a mega church. Like me, on the other hand, you know, I dropped out, but we still, you know, connected because, you know, we grew up together. We just boys, we tight like that.
Yeah.
So, you know, he encouraged me. He was like really another influence, like, yo, go back to school, try it out. But I went to campus experience, right? So when I like dropped out and came back, I want to see, like, do I really want to go back to No Point, or should I go somewhere else? So I went to campus experience, like on a trip with Jake, with the youth group, because we usually take the youth group to different colleges to see if they have the call of God in there. So we took them. I went back. I dapped up Nelson and all that, and then just a random guy just started making fun of me. Was Chris Waterman.
Yeah.
So just like, yo, who are you? And then I was like, I didn't know he was from Long Island, because the way he talked to me, like, he said jokes that I usually say.
Yeah.
So we just going back and forth, joking around and all that. And then like we left campus experience. Like, I dapped him up. And then, like, oh, I'll probably see you if you come down, or I visit your church. He said, yeah, you probably see me soon. Not knowing the next semester, he was my roommate.
Really?
And then we hit it off. So Nelson got his roommate down the hall, and then me and Watts, like, became roommates, like, the semester back when I came back to college. And then, like, we hit it off there, not knowing that he wanted to be a pastor, but he had a musical gift.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying he helped me, but just, like, seeing the example of, like, how you live in your life, because he's like that. Like, he's a powerful human being when it comes to his ministry. Just seeing that, just like, is that comparison there, but then at the same time, it's like, you know, you get inspired to like do that.
Yeah.
So like when he's not in the room, I just do my thing, and then when he come back in the room, I'm trying to play off like, yeah, I'm chilling.
Yeah.
And then he told me like, yo, there's a church that's like, you know, looking for people to do worship. So me and him came one Sunday. You know, we created a whole set. You know, he helped me with the set and stuff. And then I sang my first song. I can never forget it. It was Here As in Heaven, Elevation Worship. Sang my first song, and I thought like I was killing it, right? And then like I only sing in the key I was comfortable with. You know, trying to hit the high note, bro, cracked. First service I let cracked OD. It was bad. Yeah, so my voice cracked in the middle of Here As in Heaven, and like Here As in Heaven. Once I cracked, me and Watts started laughing during the set.
Yeah.
So everybody was looking at us like, yo, these guys are weird. But it was the fact that I never sang before. You know. Now, like, you know, you fast forward that. I came back. You know. I came back home, and I told my mom, like, you know, I really don't think, like, you know, college is for me.
Yeah.
And, you know, she, you know, start praying, does her thing. She prayed for me, say, like, you know, other outlet. And then by that time I came back, I was in a relationship, heavy relationship, like, don't do this, but, you know, I was so mad that I didn't finish college the second time that I just, you know, my anger, lust, had a relationship, end up moving out to New Hampshire.
Yeah.
For like 3-4 months, you know, caught myself a case over there, just doing dumb stuff, like,
Yeah.
you know.
So you were like, you started, so you left college again.
Yeah.
And then you start to dabble back into the world kind of thing.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're doing that. You moved to New Hampshire.
Which is still wild to me because that's just like a little short period, but that short period was like heavy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how long were you in New Hampshire for?
Like I would say like 4 months.
4
5
months?
Yeah.
So what was you leaving college and still not knowing, Lord, what is it you want me to do? Like, was that what fueled that?
I feel like once I left college, right, and I was like in a relationship, it was so weird because it wasn't even like it wasn't a double life of trying to like know a name. It was really the double life of trying to like keep it together and trying to go after what God called me to do. So now I'm like, even though I'm like living with my girlfriend, like we doing the dues, we just doing us, but then also having like worship opportunities here and there while working a 9 to 5, just trying to get my head involved because I'm thinking like if I go back home, then I'm like, yeah, you're done, you cut off.
Yeah.
Like, you know, so that's why I was just trying to stay in the area, which I still had like a new personality, like, oh yeah, he does worship. So at that point, my voice starting to get better.
Yeah.
And all that. So like I said, I caught a case in New Hampshire that ended up me coming back home.
Really?
Yeah, I ended up coming home, did community service like at a Catholic church, and then COVID hits. Once COVID hits, that whole reset, like, and to be honest, like, everybody said that COVID was God trying to reset the whole earth. And I believe that because it reset in my mind in a different way.
Yeah.
Like, when COVID hit, I feel like that was my rock bottom.
It was a wake-up call.
It was a wake-up call.
For the world, definitely.
And I feel like that was God's grace and mercy. I had my rock bottom during COVID. So I was able, I was playing Fortnite and 2K. But then at the same time, since we couldn't talk to nobody, then me and my girlfriend broke up at a time. So I was literally by myself in my room 24 hours a day. Like, if I'm not on the game, like, I'm on the game for, like, 7 hours. And then the rest of the time, I'm, like, reading the word, watching sermons, like, listening to music, practicing more, trying to get better at music. Like, I'm really, like, developing myself. So when COVID like died down a little bit, I was grateful enough to be at my boy's Josiah's church. His dad took over a little small church in East Northport called Compass Church. That was like my breakout. I feel like that's my heavy breakout. That's
So this was after COVID.
after COVID.
So just a quick little brief description on how you ended up leaving Freedom. Did you come back from New Hampshire and?
Oh yeah, no, I skipped that. So I skipped that.
Just
So,
a quick.
Yeah, no, a
I
quick
didn't want to
one.
distract you.
A quick
from
one.
what
I
you're
came
going to.
back. I came back, did the whole thing. I left Freedom, and then at that time, Freedom like had like a crazy thing, transitions with pastors and all that. It was a heartbreaking moment, but I just felt like my time at Freedom came to an end. Not because of the people. I just felt like it was my time. I
Yeah.
really felt like I wasn't getting fed. My Jake left became his like he did his dream. So when Jake left, I feel like the only person I really trust is not here. I'm not Jack and Freedom no more.
Yeah.
So I was like, take my time. And then that's when COVID hit. Like,
Okay.
so like I left Freedom, but still doing community service. So it was like in the same time span, did community service, then like COVID hit. Then I didn't have to deal with it because, that was COVID. We didn't have to go nowhere
Yeah.
and chill out. So once COVID like ended, that's when I ended up in Compass. And then I started growing there, becoming more vocal. I was still playing drums there at first, but then I was like, you know what? Instead of like trying to like wait for it, let me like push myself. And then I keep forgetting God was like, you're gonna release your sound on my authority. So lucky or not, like he actually told me like, okay, now is your time to do worship at a small church. If I can give you something little, like, and see what you could do before I give you like freedom now. Like,
Yeah.
you know what? Like if it wasn't for Compass, I wouldn't be the leader I am
Yeah.
for Freedom. So I'm really grateful for the people that I was with. Grateful for like, Pastor Chris and Kristen Finley, like the whole family. And the Mulligan family, like that's my crew. Like, believe it or not, I still care for them and love them. But it's like we grew up bond together. It's like we created our own Mav in that small church, and we built like a strong bond. And that's when I fell in love with like worshiping and actually surrendering, like everything back to God.
Amen.
Like me repenting, me asking for forgiveness, having God's forgiveness. Actually, like that's when I was like a big baby, and God allows me
Yeah.
to like be coddled. He allowed me to like I got you.
Yeah.
Like no matter what, I still got you. I know what you did was wrong, but this is grace, this is mercy, and now get your act together.
Yeah. It reminds me a lot of like your whole testimony is like it reminds me of the prodigal son, like because you talk about like went through high school, went to college, and you was in like dabbling kind of in at first what the Lord was directing you into, but then you leave,
Yeah.
do your own thing. You hit rock bottom, you come back, and the Lord is filling you. He's saying, listen, I want you to do this now. I want you to do worship, and everything that you had going on then. So you're on fire then, and you end up going back to school, and then you leave school again, go do your own thing, and then you come back. Now you're at Compass, and the Lord is like continuing to show you that He's just rich in grace and mercy, and His purpose for you is great. His purpose for you is huge, and it's something that He wants you to understand that you have it, and He's installing it in you that, hey, I'm here. This is what I have for you. This is what I want you to do. Walk in this, not in that thing over there. It's just like the story of the prodigal son. We see him leave his father, and he goes and he does his own thing, and he realizes he's not fulfilled. He realizes that he's broken, he's lost, he doesn't know, and he ends up coming back to his father, and his father is gracious enough to welcome him back in, and welcome him back in with love, and is just happy to receive him back. And that's how the Lord is with us. And from what your testimony speaking to me right now is literally, God is so rich in grace and in mercy, and He just desires us to follow Him.
Yeah.
So it's beautiful to hear about your story with Compass and everything. I didn't mean to go on that whole rant, but to continue on with what you were saying with Compass.
No. Yeah, Compass grew up, grew in my foundation. Like I said, we create like a little Maverick City type vibe there. I guess like I was at my peak again, and I don't really call it peak. I was just really like the holy high. It's like, man, I can actually do
You were on
something.
fire. You were on fire.
Yeah, I'm really on fire. And then it came to a point when I just felt like what I was doing was just like I was been starting to get out the burnout,
Mhm.
and that would mess me up. I didn't know how to handle burnout pretty well.
Yeah.
So it was just like all this pouring out, and like don't like the messages was good, like the church service was great, but I guess I didn't like allow that to like
Feel you.
yeah feel me.
Mhm.
It's like sometimes I was more focused on create a great set list, other than like the set list is perfectly fine. I don't need to do anything.
Mhm.
I just allow the God to handle it, and then these are for His people anyway.
Yeah.
Like these songs are for His people. The
Uh-huh.
songs is not for you to think that like you the best singer around.
Yeah, it's for the congregation to be edified and encouraged.
Like regardless, like worship is just a big karaoke. Like
Yeah.
but we doing it unto God. So but I literally took it personal. I'm like, bro, if you're not doing this, like then you worth nothing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And yeah, I was changed up at my peak, and then I started getting into the youth group there. And I remember like one night, like one crazy night, we had testimony time, and to be honest, I was afraid of telling my testimony.
Yeah.
I was so afraid to tell my testimony.
Mhm.
So I guess I ended up telling my testimony. I don't think I don't think I sounded weird, but the devil just try to play tricks in your mind.
Mhm.
I kid you not. So after I share my testimony and hear other people's testimonies, and when you hear other people's testimonies, they just have the regular anxiety. Like they was really good kids over there. I'm the only one with the crazy testimony.
Yeah.
So like after that, I guess like and it's crazy like trouble is easy to get into and hard to get out, and what you do in the dark will be revealed in the light.
Amen.
In a
Yep.
sense. So like my mom always tell me that I'm like nah I'm fine I'm fine I can handle this. Not knowing I can't handle it. I end up like, and I'm thinking I'm good. I'm thinking I'm straight. But then it was like a relapse again. I don't think it's called relapse, but I feel like I just slipped and I just like sinned again.
Yeah.
Like not even knowing that I was gonna sin. I was just so deep in the thought and not letting the devil hold me.
Yeah.
I just end up doing a bad thing. But yeah, then I end up like smoking something weird, and then like I had a crazy attack. Like I started like my chest started bumping. I don't know if it was an anxiety attack or
Like hallucinating?
yeah, I was hallucinating.
Yeah.
Like like maybe I was too high or I was laced or something. But I don't really think I was laced. I just really feel like God stopped it at the right time. I really truly believe my accident was God and never like wasn't the devil.
Yeah.
Cause then I started like the same things or the same scriptures or in the same like quotes that my mom gave to me or other people fed into my life. Like I was just providing it out. Like I was saying it out as I was high. I'm like, devil get out of me. Like you don't have me no more. That. Like I was tweaking. Like you ask certain people, I was tweaking that day. But then after that whole entire thing, I don't say it was a rock bottom. I would just say like a reset. And after that, I told Pastor Chris like, yeah, I did a bad thing. And like I owned up to it. I told him I did a bad thing. I wanted counseling and all that. He tried to do the counseling thing, and I just felt like the counseling thing didn't work. I just felt like I was like in a rehab. It just felt weird.
Yeah.
So like as soon as I left, I feel like I should just transition. Stay humble. Then I came back to freedom. So the crazy thing you said was prodigal son.
Yeah.
So I came back to freedom, and like I actually sat down, and just like it wasn't like God, I'm sorry, forgive me like that. It was like sit down, like, yo, you are like wasting like you just wasting what God gave you. Like you're not giving your gifts to God. Like are you slow? And I'm like
Yeah.
like I'm really talking to myself like, bro, like stop doing that. Like you are greater. Like you're greater than what you think you are. And I guess shout out to Pastor Henry PH. He said a sermon and I wrote it down. It was crazy, but in his sermon he said three things. He said, truth is that which is consistent with the mind, will, character, glory, and being like God. Even more to the point, truth is the self-expression of God. Travail is a painful effort. Travail is perseverance in the midst of trial and failure that refuse to give up. We must not recognize. We must recognize that He wants. So basically, it's just like we must recognize that that it's okay that we have trials and tribulations, as long as you go back to God at the end of it. And then and then he said triumph is victory. It's about to cry on the face of defeat, proclaiming that you already have won the victory.
I know.
And like when he said that, I jotted that down and I'm reading it. I'm like, bro, I already have the victory.
Yeah.
Like that is the common thing. Like if I'm in the battle, I should already know that I won. I should already know that I God is with me, 10 toes down. I can't and that's when I put things together. Like all this time, like when it comes from the dancing, when it comes from drumming, when it comes from doing drugs and all that, like I was trying to be the provider that I knew my dad was, and I wasn't being the provider at all. I was just, I thought I could do it by myself because I thought my dad was doing it by himself, but no, my dad was doing it off God's strength. And that whole entire time it just wrapped around.
Yeah.
And I really feel like that's why my dad was a man of God. He was a man of God because he was after God's heart.
Yeah.
Like David, he was never after his own ambitions, his own greed and all that. He was after God's heart, and then his life played out beautifully for him. So all this time and it's crazy because I stretched that excuse all the way to a couple of years ago, knowing for a fact that it was right in front of me. All I had to do was completely surrender to God, and He tells me the plans. So after I did that, fast forward, God started trusting me again, and then I joined the worship team here. And then since I already gained experience at Compass, I was just more vocal about it, and then that's when I was trying to become a leader now. So just we did all that. Hallelujah, Elu saved now, in a sense, and I never turned back. From the day I never turned back. During the Compass stage though, I met my fiance Becky, and to be honest, bro, the most purest girl in the whole entire world.
Yeah.
She did not sin. I feel like God saved her through all my crap with finding other girls and trying to be him and all that. God saved her just for me because when we met each other, she kept me grounded and she was so pure.
Yeah.
We had to do Bible studies. We had to do at least 20 Bible studies before I took her out on a date for real. She was really if you're not about that life with God, then you can't talk to me. And I feel like she gets me on fire for God for more because it's just she's actually a true helper. She's a true helper, for real. I know I'm supposed to be the head of the household, but I can't be me without her.
So take me through because I'm going through the same thing with my girlfriend now, Caitlin. My first godly relationship. Becky was your first godly relationship.
Yes, heavy godly.
So how was the Lord maturing you in that season? I know you talked about a little bit with the whole Bible studies and everything, but how is the Lord just maturing you in that season, and just growing you and showing you different things in the midst of that? Because going from you're in the world, you got all you know is worldly relationships. That's all you know. You don't know what a godly relationship looks like. You don't know Becky may have had different she may have had different non-negotiables. She may have viewed things differently, pertaining to marriage. She may have given you hey, this is what I want, versus when you were dating the worldly woman, they probably didn't care about certain things. But it's Becky's, oh, I want this, this, and this. This is a non-negotiable. You should be doing this. We need to be doing a certain thing together, whatever it may be. Take us through that, going from all you know in his worldly relationships. Now you're with a woman that's oh shoot, she's about it. You know what I mean? And I don't know if you thought, cause I know for myself, there's even now, cause I've only been dating Caitlin for 10 months now. There's so many things even to this day that I'm just that the Lord is pruning, He's getting it out of me. You know what I mean? Because back when I was in the worldly relationships, it was or even in my singleness, it was just this is just what I do. You know what I mean? This is just what I know. Being in a godly relationship, it may be something different. So I'm dragging the question, but give us a little bit about jumping from that to Becky.
Okay, funny story was so I was doing with worship doing at Compass. Like I was just all over the island just doing worship nights and all that. So I helped out another church like near where she lived at. So she went there, and actually her best friend um, connected us because she was talking to my drummer like at the time. So we connected us. To be honest, the funny thing about this was we was there to be to the wingmans. We wasn't even there to meet up with each other for real.
Yeah.
We were just there as wingmen. And then, so my drummer and like her best friend don't even talk no more. Like they have their own relationships.
Yeah.
But somehow we still talk. We were still talking to each other. And I feel like that's really incredible. So after that, we still talk to each other. Do you want to give this a chance? She said yes. Whatever. And the crazy thing is, I'm still like, when it comes to relationships, I'm still in the world. So she asked me like, "Yo, let's go to PA. Let's do a Bible study in PA and all that." I'm like, "Yeah, I'm down to PA." Just met the girl, right?
Yeah.
Thinking like, when a girl invites you to PA by yourself, you thinking that you're gonna do something, like you're gonna kiss and all that.
Yeah.
Bro, we did not do that. She was serious. She brought her big Bible. We was on the mountain. I don't know what mountain. There's a beautiful sight. We were just looking at nature, reading the Bible, bro. And then at the end of it, she said, it wasn't even a test, but she was like, "Do you know, like, if the Lord really wants us to be together, we can be together." To be honest, I'm not looking forward to be together with you. I'm just looking for a partner that like loves the Lord and cherishes the Lord like I do. And that hit me crazy because sometimes in relationships, we just thinking about just the sex part. We just thinking about like the marriage. We just thinking about like we can get our girls this, that, and the third. Like one of my love languages was gifts. Like I feel like if I gave my girl whatever she wanted, bro, that's validation in my heart that she be with me. Like that's validation in my heart that like I am that guy, and that's how a man should be like, and that's not how a man should be like at all. So like after all that, like we've been all our spots or all our dates. She never called it a date, but all our dates were just Bible studies and like trying to sharpen me, and like if everybody know me, and I'm saying this now on the podcast, right?
Yeah.
Since me growing up, right, my personality is type weird. I feel like I'm Kanye. Like if I'm really like your best friend, if you really get to know me, I'm goofing around all that time, bro. I have a crazy RBF when I just don't know you.
Yeah.
Like that it's not like a guard or anything. That's just who I am. I won't talk to you. I just chill. I'm nonchalant. And then when I talk, sometimes when I express myself, because back in the day, like I just talk rowdy all the time because I thought that was like my image. And I still talk rowdy to this day. And it's like, you know what? It is my image, but that's just now how, like, I should act around people instead of working, like, godly. So I could have a conversation with you. I get all riled up, and people think I'm yelling at you, but that's just how I talk. But when I talk to Becky like that, like, she allows me to be myself. So she really, like, hey, if that's your personality, that's your personality. Don't change up because, somebody else, like, is saying it. Like, only change up if God tell you to change it. So it's funny to me was like she saw me for who I was throughout all my flaws, throughout all like my strokes and all that, and she just like grabbed my hand and was like leading me more into like understanding how like a man of God should be. And it's weird because she told me that she wasn't looking for nobody. Like she just wanted to have like friends that just want to like vibe out. And then I just was like the guy that, I think this guy can like grow more if I just show him how to properly love Christ. And that's what she did.
Wow.
Just like
So she was like kind of discipling you a little bit.
Yes,
like,
it was so weird, bro. It was funny because I'm thinking, like when you read the Bible, you can easily like take things out of context. And I'm thinking like, you the head of a household, you're supposed to tell her what to do. She over here showing me what to do. And I'm like, it's kind of weird, but at the same time, I'm going to like it because it's showing me different things where I should become more, like it building my character. Yeah. She's helping me build my character so I could be in positions where I am today. So it wasn't like for Becky, like help me and sharpen the things that I need to, and chiseling all the stuff out. I want to be the worship leader that I am today. And we do a ministry together as we speak. So I think that's like one of the beautiful things. So
Elijah, this is a great conversation. I want to wrap this up though. You're a worship leader now. You have a great team that you serve with. You guys are all on one accord. The Lord uses all of you guys to just edify the body and encourage the body and bring us into the presence of God. What's the direction that you guys are trying to go in? What is something that you feel like the Lord, as a leader, the Lord is speaking to you, and is pouring into you, and as you guys go into just this new, because this year's about to come into the end, as you guys go into the new year, into a new season, what is something that you guys are believing God for? And you just as a leader individually, what do you believe in God for this team and just for things moving forward?
All right, so I believe God is like calling this team right now to just be vessels, to really just use their talent for His purpose and His purpose only. Right now we is in the season where the funny thing is, right? A song called "Slow Me Down" by Charles Williams. Remember, like I
I
put that
love
in
that
the
song. That's an amazing
I put
song.
that in the chat in the beginning of the year, talking about, yeah, we're gonna do this song and all that. The whole entire time we did not do that song, not once a service. So like before, when I like was like a little immature when it comes to worship, I always think like these songs gotta line up together. But now it's getting to a point where yeah, you have the set list. God gave you the set list. But then it comes to a moment like when spontaneous come in, and then we switch it up, or it comes to a point when like the songs line up to what people need. So now everything that we doing now is like, yeah, sometimes I ask them like, oh, what songs you want to do? Or sometimes, God just give me the right songs because He be clutching sometimes. But we also, I'm also trying to like do for worship and trying to get the team on. And they pretty much got it. Was like when we come as a family, we gotta take care of each other.
Amen.
As a family, we have to take care of each other. So you gotta treat the congregation like they're your own flesh and blood.
Yeah.
So when you sing, when you pour out, just know that you're doing this in a nurturing setting. You're not doing this to what is it? You're not doing this just to get stuff off your chest, or you just know because you had a long week, then everybody should know your pain. You should be able to worship so you can help everybody else go through their pain, and that's when God can come and heal it. Like, you're supposed to be the nurse, and God will be the doctor.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? When it comes to worship. So that's what we've been doing right now. And I truly love my team. We have different dynamics, different talents, different like styles, and we come together as one. The crazy thing about me is like I love gospel. Like I like gospel, but I don't love gospel. Like I'm a CCM person. I'd rather do like elevation and all that all day. But then we got gospel people, and we mix it up a little bit. And then we got people that like hymns. I'm not a big hymn person, but I do hymns because people need hymns. Like we put stuff together for what God wants for His church. And like people saying like, yeah, freedom is the church of church hurt. I mean, I feel like is a church of healing. Like a lot of people come from different areas. I feel like we have the most church hurt people, and we are like not me, but God is healing them. But when we do worship and when the word is given,
Amen.
I feel like we do more hospital work sometimes than these churches that be like, yeah, we do this, we feed y'all, we do that, and there's nothing wrong with that. But I just feel like we just get down to business. We do not like trying to paint a picture like our church is good. We have the best sound equipment. We have the best lighting. We have the best stage. We have the best sound. The way that the pastor preach, or like everybody's unique in their own way, and it plays a part of like one big happy family. When we get to church, it's literally like a reunion.
Yeah.
So that's what I feel like we keep striving for. And like I said, slow me down is like slow your own road down, because like everything belongs to the Lord.
To the Lord, yeah.
So like I said, humble yourself, and like everything, God would just give you everything that you need and not what you want. He gave everything that you need, and He been doing that. So we've been vibing ever since.
Amen.
So I'm just looking for. Well, I'm not looking, but when God give us like the next challenge, we should be ready to handle that next challenge.
Amen.
Yeah.
Amen. Elijah, thank you, my brother, for just having this conversation with me and doing this interview and sharing your testimony. For those watching, thank you for watching and tuning in to Elijah's testimony and what the Lord has brought him through what the Lord has taught him. And we just pray that this encourages you guys and whoever out there is watching, that it would just edify you, encourage you, and that it would just put a fire in you to understand that just because you go through a season where you're doing your own thing, or you feel like you're backsliding, or you're running away from God, or you're not near to Him anymore, that He's still gracious. He still can use you and wants to use you. If there's anything that we learn from Elijah's testimony today, it is that like you may run away, you may go off and do your own thing, but God is still gracious, and He desires a relationship with you. He desires to use you. And we see examples of that all throughout the Bible. You know, you look at guys like Paul, who his living was, his thing was murdering Christians and doing things that he thought he was doing right, but it wasn't. And we see how the Lord turns him from Saul into Paul and uses him to write 2/3 of the New Testament and all that whole thing. But that same thing he did with Paul, he did with Elijah. And the same thing he did with Elijah, he could do with you. So thank you for watching this video. Thank you for tuning into my brother's testimony. And we'll see you guys in the next one.
See you. Thank you.